who believe that God will fulfill every promise spoken to her. Oh yeah, oh yeah. It's the divas with a destiny, books, purpose, and accessories. Yes, we're favored by God, approved and affirmed. Here to awaken your destiny, yeah, yeah, yeah. You've tuned into the Healing Huddle, where we turn to the word and our struggles. We are God's royalty. Whatever God promised, it belongs to me. Yes, whatever God said, it is our decree.
Well, great evening, and welcome back to another evening of the Healing Huddle podcast. I am your fabulous host, Arthur Pierre Collins, better known as AKA Auntie the Diva for you. Joining me on the platform this evening, we have amazing, lovable Latasha. Say hello, Latasha.
Hey, y'all know what it is.
There we go. We are excited and excited to be back on the platform in front of you in your living room, your bedroom, in your car, or if you have car chronicles, wherever you may be. Your divas, your queens, sisters, we are here, locked in at 8 o'clock p.m. on Mondays. We're trying to go live every other Monday, and sometimes life be life, and and so we have to switch it up and do whatever we need to do. So we want to say thank you for tuning in. Please remember to do a favor. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to Arthur Pierre Collins, the Diva with the Destinies YouTube channel. And so we're going to be doing some things, and we got some things working in the background, but I need your support. We need your support. We can't do it without you. We all need someone. Everybody needs somebody. And so we don't have no shame. We need you. We want your support. We want you to be here to catch the nuggets and glean to the other queens that are coming on board, that are helping and just reminding us that if they made it, we can too. So that's what this is about, the Healing Huddle. So we want to acknowledge and welcome the fabulous LaShonda Prim to the platform. How are you, Queen?
Hey! I'm so excited to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
Awesome. Yes, well, it is an honor to have you here tonight. We thank God, bless God for your life and all the great things that you are doing, and we can't wait to chat it up with you and see what God is doing in your life. I know that you didn't just born yesterday, so we know you got a journey that you can share with us. So for the purpose of the time, we're going to be respectful and allow you to share. But before we do get started, we always have an icebreaker. So we're going to do the icebreaker. I'm going to give you two words. Well, I'll give you one, but I'll let lovable Latasha give you another word. So whatever comes up, words are important. So we value that. The word of God tells us that there is power in the tongue, life or death. He tells us what to choose. So on tonight, my word for you is triumphant.
Ooh, that's a good one. Okay. Triumphant. Okay, I'm going to give you an example. How about that?
You okay, y'all. She already see Miss Prim is already she cheating, y'all. So we gonna let her do that. But normally it's one word. If I give
Favored.
you give me a word. A word.
Okay, I'm going to give you one word.
I'm gonna let you give the example, but give me one word. What comes to your spirit? What grabs you when I say triumphant?
I say favored.
Come on now. All right, now give me your example. I'd like to hear that. We'd like to hear that.
And so the reason why, and I'll be real quick. So the reason why I say that is because even on when you think about being triumphant, going through something and you overcoming something, I have done many of those things, many things I've overcome. However, yesterday I was in church on Easter Sunday, got sick. Everything just went the way that it was supposed to. I was trying to get out the door before the people saw me. And I'm telling you, I was able to tuck into a little space. And some of the members came around, they were able to help. And they were like, you know what?
can I help you? And I just believe that when you are in that space, God always has somebody to help. That's how we get to be triumphant. That's how we get to that place of triumphancy. Like, we just have to remember that all of that works together for the good. So that's why I say favor, because if it wasn't for my husband and these two members of my church, I probably would have been out on the floor right there.
My God, he always knows what to do, when to do it, and how to do it. That is,
Yes.
that's a great testimony. So I totally agree with you. I agree with you. All right, Queen, lovable Latasha, what you got? What you got?
Desire.
Mm.
Mm, huh. That's a good one. Y'all got me tonight. Okay. So desire, one word. I'm going to say God's love.
Mm.
That's true, but we'll take it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
starting. You starting. You
Yeah.
starting stuff.
I'm
We
going to say
will.
God's love.
That's all
Okay.
I'm gonna say. You starting stuff. But
Hey,
okay.
it is. Okay. All right. Well, we love
Okay. Okay.
that. We love
Listen,
Okay.
that.
Tasha know I'm outside the box sometimes. So, I
Yeah.
have a hard time following directions, just that much though.
Okay. If that works for
She's
you, it
effective.
works for us. That is awesome right there. Well, okay. We're gonna get this show on the road. So again, if you're just tuning into the Healing Huddle podcast, we say welcome. Thank you for joining. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for liking. And thank you for subscribing to the YouTube channel. So I'm gonna need you to go on over there. As my friend says, don't be shacking out with us, but come on and join the family, join the club. Subscribe. Let's not shack up anymore. Let's just go ahead and hit the button. As my mom always told us, it costs you nothing to be nice. It costs us nothing to be kind. So if you would go ahead and like and share this and subscribe to the channel, share. We just want to get the message out there. Queens over here, because they always have this old rumor, and I know we've all heard it, that these sisters, these pretty brown sisters, them Carmel sisters, we don't know how to do things. We don't know how to get along. We can't get along. And we're in the crabs in the bucket and all. They got all that going on. But that's what they say. But that's a them problem. That's not our problem. So we believe
Come
in sharing.
on.
We believe in help one another and building a queen out, because that's the only way you can rise to the top, is if you're building someone else. But if you're pulling her down and bad mouthing and sitting and stalking Facebook and strolling and not saying, hey, sis over there is trying to do something, or she is not even trying, forgive me, let me clarify that. She's doing whatever it is that she's doing, help her out. Share the post, support what she's selling.
Yes.
Maybe there's some products, there's something, but there's a way for us to, everybody, there's enough room in this on this earth for us to be who we are called to be without hating and all that good stuff. So I don't know why that rose up in me, but nevertheless, we're gonna let Miss LaShonda get started. But again, thank you for tuning in. And we shared the episode. We're so elated to have you here. Miss LaShonda, tell us exactly who LaShonda is. Briefly, what would be your, what? I'll let Latasha give your bio first, and then we want you to tell us who you are. Because a lot of people don't
Okay.
like you to read them. So,
Okay.
Latasha, if you have the pleasure to read it first, and then we'll let her sound on what you've given.
Well, I don't have anything like in concrete writing, but I've known LaShonda for a number of years. I met LaShonda at church, and it
That's
was crazy because we never formally introduced. We just started talking,
okay.
and we started laughing, and we just clicked. And she's always been an innovator, always been a go-getter,
So,
inspirational, never let a no stop her. That's one thing I can definitely say about her. She has amazing children. She's an encourager. When I say a friend, she's a friend. And I told her, you have never once have I ever asked her for anything. She has never turned me down, never said no, always on point. She is a CEO
okay.
of Dreams Essentials. She has her
That's
own nonprofit where she encourages young ladies, but I'll let her dig into that a little bit more. And when I tell you someone who has been on a healing journey, this sister right here has been on a journey. And I wasn't like firsthand, but I was like on the sideline cheering, go, go,
was
go, go, go. So my sister, everybody, Coach LaShonda Prim.
Thank y'all so much. Tasha, I love you to life, girl. I'm still waiting until we can get that earpiece for you for our next event. So,
I'll let
I ain't forget.
I'll let her explain that much later. But go ahead.
So, my name is LaShonda Prim. I am a transformational speaker, author, and owner of Dream Essential Skin and Body Care. And I started this journey a long, long time ago, back in 2012. And I have been healing and just walking with God and allowing myself to be vulnerable to do exactly what it is that He's been calling me to do. And in the process of doing that, I have seen such a transformation in myself and how from the person that I used to be into the person that I am right now. And everything in between was just blessings. Okay. It was hard, but I was still blessed. It was tough and lots of obstacles, lots of chatter going on, and I believe that's why you had to say that tonight, because it definitely was. And we have to learn that as people are healing and they're transforming, it's going to be ugly, they're going to be muddy, they're going to be smelly, stinky, all of that. But once they get to the other side, you better watch out.
Come on. That part.
So I have an amazing family. My husband is Oswald. We have 7 children together. And yeah, most of them are already older. We got 2 of them graduating this year. So that's amazing. I have just been doing a lot of speaking engagements and podcasts, and just focusing more on me becoming the person that God desires for me to be in this season, because I see the change happening again. And I'm realizing that there are certain things that He's calling me to that I had to break away from the other things that I've already been doing. So, yeah, that's a little bit about me.
Well, I'm loving everything that I've heard thus far. This is awesome. I can tell that you're an amazing woman. And so we have a lot of like spirits and attributes. So I'm like, okay, yeah. I hear that. So yeah, I thought for me, I was just not just, but I was called for just to mentor, and assist. But God says that's not who I called you to be. So I too am a transformational coach, and I believe in just
Yay!
authentic everything. And so sometimes they say, "Oh, the diva do way too much," and I have to let them know, "Girl, you just don't do enough. You have no
That's
idea.
it.
You don't do enough because there's work. We need to be out here helping these babies heal, these women, because we go through, and everybody is going through something. I don't care what type of business you are in or whatever. Everybody is going through something. So we all have
Yes.
a niche on what we do, but there's something that else needs to be done. So why not jump in and let's do it? If we could do it together, then do that. But I'm definitely going to continue to follow your page and just keep my eyes on you and see where we could maybe network and do something, because I have some other things coming and working on a women's conference and some other stuff after what I discussed previous to. But that's good to know. Good to know. So
Yes,
I'm
absolutely. Absolutely.
looking forward to doing some work with you soon. But let's
Nice.
know what would be, I guess maybe one of the most difficult challenges you've had to overcome when it came to healing from that thing that just probably about knocked the wind out of you, just knocked you down.
The most difficult challenge would be the embarrassment of it. Okay. And a lot of times, as we are I just remember one night I said, God, I was like, whatever you have for me to do next, however you want me to do it, I will do it. Just take this embarrassment, this shame, this pain, all of that away from me. And even though I felt better when I woke up, I mean, it was almost instant, like, because I felt like I was carrying the weight of the world on my shoulders. And when I say it was an embarrassment, I mean, embarrassment. But I had to deal with that. And it was okay, because what God did was He took me right back to the same place where I came from, where it all started. And that's where my healing journey started again. Okay. So it was just, it sometimes people don't understand when you're going through. That's why I said you could be muddy, you could be messy, stinky, all of that. But I bet you everybody that saw me during that time, they'll say, "Oh my God, like I literally watched you transform from the old Shonda to the new Shonda." And I'm so proud of you. And yeah, I think that's really what really comes to me when I think about that is the embarrassment of it. A lot of people think they try to use that as a excuse to not move, to not get up, to not do what it is that God called you to do. Well, that just took me to a different level because I was like, okay, I don't even care what y'all got to say. Like, I'm about to do it. I'm about to do it so big. Y'all gonna be sitting there looking like, how is she doing all of this? Like,
Oh,
in the process of doing all of that, I wrote a book. I had conferences. I helped other women. I mentored, like all of the things. And I just did it. And I did it as if nothing happened. And
yeah.
I believe that if it's somebody that's going through it and embarrassment is your thing and shame is your thing, I want you to break it off because guess what? That embarrassment and that shame should be catapulting you to the next level. Use that as your fuel to move forward.
That's right. That's it. I totally agree. That's what I'm talking about right there, baby. You finna set this platform on fire right now. I'm with it. I'm with it. I am all here. I'm here for it all. That's important because that's one thing I will say for me. I'm talking to expound for her, but definitely that's played a big role because of the past that I had. Shane tried to grip me, and so I was like,
Mhm.
it is what it is. You did. You were, girl. Let me come here. Let me talk to you, baby. Let me help you out. Because
That's it.
God tells us we are overcomers. We're overcome
Hmm.
by the blood of the Lamb and the words of our
Word of our
testimony.
testimony. Absolutely.
Share, then you're not growing the way. And I tell them, you're not growing in the manner that you think you are. Because if you just want to keep it to yourself, and you still challenged with your shame because you're not willing to
Yes.
and transforming and helping transform other people and being transparent and being authentic. And that's what God wants. So authenticity is everything for me. It's like
Oh,
life.
yes.
Baby. My daddy said they have a choice. They accept or they can reject whatever it is that you got going on. They don't have to. So
That's
for me,
right.
I'm with you on that. So yeah, that shame, it is something that self-doubt, that chatter, it get in there. And I tell them get rid of stinking thinking. That's what we got to do first. Get rid of that.
That's it.
Because what you went through is not who you are. It
That's
doesn't.
right.
It's just something that's a part of the journey that you're on. You're always on a journey, so we're always healing. Had a conversation with someone and said, "Well, I'm healed." Okay, you may be healed. You say that you're healed.
Hmm.
Wonderful, but there are triggers. Things happen.
Hmm.
Some may be a smell. It could be a song. It could be a person. It could just be. You just never know what it is, but we have them, and
Yep.
not that they take you way, way, way back, but there's something. So we're always healing. And so I tell
That's
my
right.
both hands. Every day I get up, I ask God to forgive me for the things that I know and the things that I don't know. Knowing and unknowing.
Absolutely.
Forgive me, heal me, help me be better so that I can. And do we fall and bump our head and do we stumble? But hey, I get back up, check them stilettos and make sure they straight, they not rocky, and push that
Come
crown on.
on.
Keep it moving. That's what we do. That's what real divas, that's what real transformation, that's what we do. It's like,
That's right.
listen, in the corner crying. Okay, girl, I'm gonna give you 2 minutes of your little fame, but when you gonna have that dry your eyes, wipe that snot. Let's keep it moving. Okay,
Okay.
like you holding on and worried about whatever they moving. They ain't thinking about it no more. They just got a whole new life. So what we
That's
doing?
right.
So
That's
yeah,
right.
let's do it. Let's do it. Okay, lovable Latasha, let me hear you. What is something? What's your comment on Latasha Lashonda? Check it out. Come side over here.
And that's all right. You should have seen it. Hey, you should see them in church when they
Oh, yeah.
because we were standing next to each other. I knew they were talking about. They would say Latasha, looking at her. I would just go ahead and start talking. So guys, you are okay. But
Oh,
what I wanted to share, what I wanted to share is that everything, and I've always said this, everything that we go through, we're not going through it just for us.
absolutely.
Absolutely.
We're never going through any of this for us. I was speaking with a coworker, a younger lady, and we went through the similar things. And I told her, I said, I would never know exactly what your experience is because that was your experience. However, if I didn't have to go through the similar path, I wouldn't be able to know how to impart wisdom in you. I wouldn't know how to be able to part the word of God in you and how I navigated my way out. I
Yeah.
said, so what we're going to do is celebrate where we were,
Yeah.
and we definitely don't be celebrating where
Where
we
we
are now,
That's right.
because you have to see the growth. You
Yes.
have to see where wisdom has taken place. You have to see I'm not giving this no extra energy. And
Mm,
just
come
like
on.
when Diva, when you mentioned about triggers and everything, an old photo of a person I used to date showed up in my memory, and I bust out and started laughing. Now, before I used to be pissed off, but today I laughed, and I'm like, oh, look at Ting Ting.
Ting ting.
There you go. There you
I
go.
was today I was completely okay with it, and I looked up and I said, Lord, I thank you,
Grow.
Hmm.
That's right. You're not
because
stuck.
when you give him your yes, you got to clear all that other stuff out the way.
That's right.
Because
Relinquish.
that's like having, yeah, that's like having a stack of bricks in front of your door, expecting to walk out and you can't get out. That same thing with the what is it? Healing for your soul. If
Yes,
you
ma'am.
got so much stuff stacked up, how do you expect God to get in there to do what He's supposed to do?
Yeah,
How
you
do you
got
Okay.
expect
to
anything?
in order to
Exactly.
receive, you got to let it go. So yeah, that's what
Exactly.
that
So
it's a
my
transformation.
option is set healthy boundaries, stick to
Absolutely.
those boundaries. No is a complete sentence. So is yes. If if you rejoice when I tell you yes and I don't have to explain my yes, please don't ask me to explain my no. Just
Come
accept
on.
that and get somewhere and sit down. Amen.
Come on.
Amen.
Yes,
That's
ma'am.
it.
All right. Do you have a question for something else to ask Ms. Lashonda?
Yes. Navigating blended family during your
Mm.
healing process. Ah.
Come on.
Let's go.
Baby. Okay. Come on. I'm ready. I'm ready.
Let's go. How do we navigate?
Okay. First of all, this is steps. Okay. Let me just tell you that. I was so glad that I went through what I went through,
Mm-hmm.
because a lot of times, and I know that Deepa, you don't know my whole story as far as what happened and what triggered all of that, and well, all of this. But I actually was dating a guy, and come to find out he was married, and we were engaged to be married.
Mm. Mm.
Okay, so that's how that started. And I was like, okay, God, I was like, this happened for a reason. Now I need you to show me the reason. What he did, what he showed me was that there was always something that I could get out of every bad situation. Okay. So I had learned how to go back and navigate how to identify when bad things happen, what was good about it too.
Yeah.
And even in that particular relationship, I learned so much about being a wife. He taught me things that I never knew. And I said, I can take these little bit of ingredients and put it in my pot as I'm growing so I can make this good stew, right?
Gumbo.
So,
Gumbo.
okay.
Yeah.
So I took all of those things that he showed me. And by the time I ended up meeting my husband, I was already in a place where I learned about being how important family is. I learned how to pay more attention to my children, how to identify when things were going wrong. Like family time became a big thing, healing became a big thing because we had to go through counseling and all of that. So I did all of this thinking that I'm doing it to help my children, but I really was helping myself in the process. So by the time I met my husband, I was already healed enough, not healed totally, but healed enough
Yeah.
to be able to be the person that I was supposed to be in order for us to connect and build our family, right? So once we got married, we were able to identify certain things that we were just not going to allow. Okay. And so one of those major things where we were not going to let the outside people tell us what we gonna do on the inside. Okay. That was a huge thing for us because it was like you got children involved, you got other families involved, you got siblings and grandmothers, grandfathers, all of the above. But when you are blending a family, when you get married, it's you, the husband, and God. That's three, right? Let me do three. Let me see if I can get it. Three. But uh what happens is now God is telling you, I am allowing you to build something within these children. I need for you to show up and be the person, the man, the woman, the husband, the wife, the mother, the father that you are supposed to be in order for these kids to grow up the way that I desire for them to grow up. Okay.
Mm.
So we blended our family, and I'm telling you, it was rough in the beginning. Okay. I mean, when I said the kids was, they was showing out, we was showing out, like, and I learned something along the way that the same things that I was taught as a child did not always work with my children, and learning and teaching them how to do things. Because back in the day, they'd be like, hey, if you don't get it together, I'm gonna bust your behind, okay? Like we about to have it out and stay in the child's place. Well, we had to learn and do some different things that allowed us to reach our children where they were, okay? Because we didn't want them to be shut down. We didn't want them to feel left out. We wanted them to still have a voice. We wanted them to still feel respected. We wanted them to still understand that, listen, this blended family, it's just us. Like, we're not, and first, one of the things that we taught them was that you're not just Mr. Oz or Miss Shonda. Not no more. Okay. So you got to find something to call me outside of that because we making this thing normal. Okay. And so we ended up telling them, like, hey, my kids call him Pops. His kids call him Dad. They call me Mom. And and they call their mom Mommy. Okay.
Okay.
So it's a thing where everybody knows their place, they know their part. You see what I'm saying? And so now we were able to bring everybody together and tell them, y'all not just stepsister, stepbrother, whatever you call it, or no, we are a family. That's your brother and that's your sister. Okay. And if I find out that y'all out there and y'all not looking out for each other, it's gonna be a problem. Okay. So so that was a huge thing, blending them together just for them to be comfortable in the same house, in the same space, and growing up together. And when I tell you, now they thick as thieves, okay, because they ain't gonna tell on each other. They
Okay.
don't tell, okay. But one of the other things I wanted to point out was the importance of the relationship between me and my husband. Okay, that was such a huge thing to overcome, especially while because we are both I'm a veteran and so is my husband, but at the time he was still active duty, so he had a lot on his plate while trying to navigate the household with me and still being able to deal with the kids and learning how to keep our circle just for us. Right. So it was amazing. I say hats off to him because he said all the time, he like, listen, it's us against everybody else. Like it ain't
Fine.
no nobody else. Okay. And so when you think about blended families, you hear people talking about the baby mother or the baby father and how they come in and they disrupt things. We didn't allow that. We nipped it in the bud right then and there. Like if we had a problem, we talked about it and that was that. Okay. We learned that we had to have trust for one another and to say, hey, like, if it's something going on, I need you to tell me and we need to work that out. A lot of things can come out of a blended family. Man, I mean, I could talk about this all day, but the best thing is that we were able to do it. Our children are grown pretty much. We got three more in the house that's still, school age. Two of them are graduating this year. And we build our family just like how we started. We just started adding on a little extra, sprinkle a little salt, a little pepper, and then put it in the pot, stir it up, and boom, like now we can get you out. Okay.
That's real
Yeah.
good.
So blended families are not the worst. They're not the worst. And it's not like what I've always seen people try to say that it's such a hard thing to do. It was hard. But if you are rooted in truth, your marriage is strong, your relationship, it has meaning to it. Okay. Because a lot of times some people in these relationships and like, oh yeah, we can take care of all the kids. But you don't know what you're doing. He don't know what he doing. And now both of y'all bumping heads because guess what? Like y'all didn't take the time to get to know each other. You didn't take the time to figure out what was going to be good, not just for y'all, but for the children. Okay? So there were a lot of sacrifices that we made because we had to make sure that our children were going to be okay. And that was the biggest thing about blending a family, having faith, making sure them kids is good, making sure we good, and finding time for us as a couple.
Absolutely. That's real good. That is good. You said a lot. I mean, and in my, I mean, and so that's really, really good and powerful. You've had probably one of the best testimonies that I've heard when it comes to blended families. My daughters are grown, but I have two and then a grandbaby. But my husband and I have, they're our children. So we didn't have to do that. And that was something I always say, Lord, I don't ever want to have to deal with because I've heard nothing but, crazy stories about blended families. And it's like, nah, I'm good on that. He got kids, I'm going the other way. She got kids, I'm out. So we never experienced that. So I don't know what that is like, but I've heard just crazy, crazy stories, about the blended family. So I must say I commend you and your husband for being on one accord and setting the boundaries and sticking to your plan and didn't let anything as you said, it was hard. So I know it wasn't perfect, but it meant so much to you all that y'all stuck to it and you are still on the journey to a successful life, a successful family, doing what you all set out to do, and that is stick together. And so, what you number one is team us. So that I live by that model. That was my thing. It wasn't always the other thing, but it was that's my take on it. It's team us. It's us against the world. Because letting outsiders come in and have opinions or participate in things that they should have absolutely no reason or no open to cross a line, says that somebody's not doing what they're all that you should be doing when it happens. Because if we both are on one accord and we're in agreement with what we want for our family, then nobody can just come in and do whatever unless you've opened a door, open a window, you given a crack, and you give the crack, then you might as well, you already know how it's going to go. So I commend you both for doing that, and I pray that y'all continue to be together in marital bliss and do it like you're doing it. How many years have you been married?
Uh-oh, I'm not sure what happened to her.
Oh, she went away. Oh, hopefully she'll pop back on. Hopefully she'll pop back.
Yeah. Well, I can kind of answer that question. I think they were married almost 10, if not 10 years already, is
Oh,
close to it. I was at the
okay.
wedding. And like I
Good.
said, she, beautiful individual. When I say a hard worker,
Mm-hmm.
and when I met, well, like I said, I knew her before him, but when you saw everyone together, girl, we got you. We're continuing the conversation.
We don't know what happened.
Now, here was the
Oh,
question.
listen.
Here was the question. How long you and Osmond married?
8 years.
Okay. Well, congratulations. Like I said, commend you. I don't know what you heard, but I commend you on sticking to the plan, and this is it's team us. So as long as the two of you are in agreement and standing on what you say you stand on for the family, then let nobody come in and tear it down. So I do applaud that. That's wonderful. That
Oh
is
yeah, we don't play that. We
that's
don't
it.
play that.
That's good. That is good. That is good. my hats off. But definitely, now, is there anything that you would want to share? That's really good. I didn't even think about blended families, but when you brought, since you brought, I think Tasha brought, but I'm glad. Is there something that you would want to say, had a parting words to encourage another sister that is in business, a woman that is in business? What are maybe two things you would tell her to really, really consider a like her tool belt to make her successful in whatever it is that she's doing?
Okay. So one thing I would say is just expect to have obstacles. And it's
Absolutely.
not always a bad thing. Okay. Even when I'm coaching other women, I tell them, I'm like, hey, did you really think this journey was gonna be easy?
Okay.
Did you think that everything was going to work out every time you went to the offices to go and do your paperwork? And the devil don't want you to do what you're doing, especially when God called you to do it. So it's gonna be obstacles in the way, but you have to overcome those obstacles, and you have to expect that the obstacles are just going to be another stepping stone for you, for your business. Okay, because again, like you said, somebody else is going to want to know how you built that business. Okay, so the other thing I would say is don't give up. Don't give up. Like I tell people that all the time. It's like a chant now. I be like, don't give up. Get back up. Don't give up. Get back up. And I tell them that all the time because that is something that I've always had to do. I had to remember that the obstacle wasn't there just to stay there. I could go around it, I could go over it, I could break through it, depending on how strong I am in the moment, okay? But sometimes we have to remember that we're not always that strong to break through the obstacles. So we might have to go around it. We might have to find another avenue to do what it is that God has called us to do. So just remember that the obstacles will come, but it's not there to stay. It's not going to hold you up. It's not going to make you like break down. You just have to remember to not give up and to get back up.
Come on, that's it. Les Brown said, if you can get up, if you can look up, then you can
Look
get.
up, you can get up. That's right.
No matter how low you go, no matter how low you go, if you can, I said you can get up.
That's it.
Exactly.
To stumble, but just don't stay there. Let's say keep it moving. Get
That's
up.
it.
Brush
I
yourself off.
told I know Tasha may remember this when I was going through some of the heavier parts of my life. I realized that I got to a place where I didn't have money to do the things that I wanted to do. And when I say I would feel like so defeated sometimes, and she'd be like, girl, it's okay, we're gonna do it anyway, we're gonna be fine. And that's why I said you gotta have people that can encourage you and people that can push you. And at that time, Tasha was one of those people for me. And we did almost everything that I planned to do and did it well, changed lives. Some of those people are off doing the things that they desired to do. They're impacting other people doing those things. And I just remember getting to a place where I was like, man, Brandon came home and told me he didn't have no deodorant. I ain't had no money. Okay. I couldn't even go to the Dollar Tree to get nothing. So I was like, what I'm gonna do about this? And I remember sitting down in my kitchen and just playing around with stuff. And I said, you know what? Let me go on YouTube and see if I can figure out how to make this. Okay. And I can't remember if it was body wash or if it was like shea butter first. And I started figuring out how to do things. And now I've always been good with formulating some stuff. Now I can mix, match, put together. Don't ask me because I don't know what a recipe is. Okay. So but it always seemed to come out good. I don't know. But what I learned from that time was that I could overcome that obstacle by creating products for my family. And lo and behold, I was able to make all of our shampoo, conditioner, shea butter for lotion. And I mean, when I tell you I was making everything was handmade in my house. Okay. And I remember going through those times and I look back now and I said, God, I would have never thought that when that happened, I would have a whole skin and body care business now. I would have never thought. But because I didn't allow that obstacle to stop me, I didn't allow that obstacle to say, hey, yo, you broke. You ain't got, you better go out there and try to get you some money from somewhere. Do something, do a little strange for a change, piece of
Oh,
change. No, 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 we not doing that.
no.
But God will always put something in your heart that He can give you to do. And if you follow the Holy Spirit as He speaks it to you, He tells you what to do, how to do it, when to do it, and then He'll tell you to put it down sometimes. And then He'll tell you, hey, now I need you to go back and pick that thing up
Hmm.
because that's for this season right here. And that's exactly what happened with me. Once I closed down my brick and mortar business during COVID, I ended up starting Dream Essentials, which is my skincare company.
That is awesome. Well, congratulations. I love it. You
Thank you.
Dream Essentials?
Dream Essentials Skin and Body Care.
Awesome. Okay, okay. We're gonna have to get that dropped in the link so we can actually follow you. Do you have a page on Facebook or
I do. I do have a
how would
page
they
on.
reach you?
It's
How would
Dream Essential Skin. So you can look at Dream Essential Skin.
okay,
Um, and then also I have a website. It's www.dreamessential.net.
.net. Okay, okay. I'm not sure, but we're gonna have to get that in the link. I'll go back in. Latasha, if it's not dropped, I think I see something, but I can't really make it out. We want to get that dropped into the link so that we know how to follow you, or they could be able to follow to, purchase some Dream Essentials skin and body
Oh
care.
yes.
Yeah, that is.
Listen, it is fabulous. It's
I am
fabulous. I
sure.
tell them, I like if you are the person that you don't like to wear makeup all the time, but you like your skin to feel naturally cleansed, flawless, moisturized, like all of that, Dream Essentials is for you.
That's it. All right then. Okay. Wow. That is awesome. Well, do you have any other parting words, Latasha, before we bring it to a close?
I just want to say thank you, sis, for coming on. Thank you for being authentic. Thank you for being just you. You
Yeah,
have
no
helped so
problem.
many, and I appreciate that so much
Awesome.
because most of the time people are afraid to really share what they're going through. They're not sure of how to navigate. So, thank you for adding another brick to our blueprint here at
Yes,
Healing Huddle podcast so we can help so many others. And thank you so very much.
you are welcome. Thank you.
This has been amazing. Truly, you dropped some gems, and I am so grateful for your yes to the Healing Huddle, yes to Latasha, and your yes to God. Because once we give, and I am a big believer, once you give God your yes, you ain't got time to be looking back. There's no time to look back. Once you give Him your yes, it's time to move, keep moving. As you said, you may fall down, but you get back up.
That's
We may
right.
but we brush ourselves off and we keep going. So that's very encouraging to me and everybody else that's watching, especially women that are in business. Just women in
Yes.
general, not even in business. They may not be in business, but just when you go through life, when life is life, and you got to remember you're not alone. You're not the only one. Yes, things will happen. Life happens. Obstacles they come, and sometimes, and if we think when we're in the midst of it, and I told my ladies on my prayer call all the time, we all say it. Either you are coming in a storm, you are in the midst of a storm, or you just coming out. So everybody, it's life is life, and so we're moving, and it's always
Yes.
something. You never know when you coming out. There's something you could pour back and reach and give another sister to help her. Like, girl, I've been through that. Maybe it wasn't, A, B, C, D verbatim, but as Tasha
Yes.
said, I've experienced it. So then I can share with you a little nugget or two to help you navigate and come on through it. You don't look back.
Absolutely.
And a lot of people don't want to share, but then a lot of people don't want to share for the fact because they're too worried about you coming up and overdoing what they got going on. And it's like
Mm.
about that, but small-minded people are, hey, we got them out there, and so you have to, call it what it is. And so a lot of people they don't want to share, and I've never been that one. I will never be that person. I've never been a
Yes.
selfish person. So if I could help, I'm gonna do that. If I could pour into it, I'm doing that. So sometimes my girls be like, "Mommy, that ain't your child. You need leave that girl alone. Don't send her that girl. Just come on in the store." But if I see something, I'll be like, "Baby, come here, baby. Let me talk to you for a minute.
Yeah.
That's I tell them that's the queen that's in me. That's my mama. Like because she loves hard. She loves for real. Women
Yeah.
are nurturers. That's who we are. So we mean well. And so I had somebody say, God, I just want to talk to you to pick your brain. And then my coach told me years ago, he was like, no, you pick my brain. What you can't do is hit that link and let's pick your pocket. Because
Okay.
everything is not I'm a businesswoman. So no, you're not gonna call me to pick my brain. Do you want yeah. And I'm just saying, and the nerve of people, so when you're in business, they should respect what you're doing because they want to be respected, but then they don't want to respect what you do. Want to minimize what you do. And let me pick your brain. Excuse me. Hey, you can't pick this brain. I'm only going to share what I'm sharing. But if we need to go another further, as my grandma would say, or my daddy would say, then that's we're gonna have to sit down and have another conversation.
Yeah. And a lot of times people don't understand that. I just told one of my clients the other night that the other day she had an appointment with me, but she had to cancel the appointment because she didn't have the funding to pay for her appointment, which is fine. Like I was like, girl, I was like, it ain't got nothing, this ain't personal right here. Like this is not personal. You don't get to just say, okay, well, Shonda, I know you don't want to talk to me no more because I didn't keep my session with you. No, it's not that. But when we talking business, we talking business. And I had to learn how to separate that business from friendship, from acquaintanceship, all of that, because sometimes you meet people and y'all click like that, but then they call and they're like, hey, what you think about this? Can you help me with this? Can you help me with that? And I did that for years. Okay. And I thought about it, and I just told my husband, I said, after all of the investment that I put into myself, for somebody to come and just, they're reaping the benefit off of what I've learned. Okay. And a lot of times people don't understand that. It's just you telling them like, hey, this is my business. This is what I do. And I would respectfully hope that you would respect me as in our relationship and my business enough to say, hey, you know what? I know that, this is what you do. Can I set an appointment with you? And, let me decide whether it's going to be just us having a conversation or I'm going to send you a link, right? And we just have to know when to say that. Like we have to tell people that, and business owners are afraid to ask for the bag. I'm not afraid to ask for my money. Like,
I'm not
you
afraid.
think my coach going to let me get coached for free? No. I mean, thousands of dollars.
Baby, listen, you better know. You better know. Because Destiny Inspire is for real, and she is no joke. But baby, you
Okay.
listen. So, yes, ma'am. It is for real. It is for
That's
real.
right.
And I've been coached by some of the best. And Mr. Keith L. Brown, Mr. Impossible. No.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah, baby. So, I feel you. But no, ma'am.
Come on.
This is business. So, consultation is one thing. And then sometimes there, some tab on that.
Yeah.
Everything. But like I said, I trust the Holy Spirit. So when God tells me to do certain things for free or, then I do that. I'm gonna be
Yes.
obedient when it's just business, you know.
And there's a time and place for that.
Yes,
It's a time for that. Like he'll show you exactly what you're supposed to do. And you can't make me do it, but I'ma just say I can help if you need a little help, okay?
been there, done that. But don't take advantage. Don't try to take advantage. Because then
Bingo.
we ain't doing that. Yeah.
Yes.
We could talk about that all day also. But this has really been good. So I really, 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 we're going to go back, make sure we can get your link drop in your website so that they can follow as well as support and purchasing products. And I'm definitely going to take a look at it because I love smelly goods and all that good stuff too. So definitely that. But this has really been good. And like I said, you shared a lot, given some really good gems. So I appreciate it. Latasha, lovable Latasha, appreciate it. And so we're going to let you go. But we want to thank you so much again for jumping on and sharing. We take time, respectful of your time. And we're going to let you go and say good night. Say good night. So thank you again.
Thank you so much.
Good night.
All right, family. Well, we're wrapping it up right now on the Healing Huddle podcast. We just chatted it out with Miss Latasha, Coach Lashonda Prim. Latasha Lashonda Prim. It's been real. It's been good. It's always a fun time on the Healing Huddle. We laugh. We talk real talk. We talk business. We talk God. We talk all things, whatever it is. So there's no real stipulation here except no bashing. But we love on each other. We love on the queen. So we thank you for tuning in. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Remember to share the episode, and we will see you not next week, but the week after that. We'll be coming back, and so we'll be posting that. But if you have a desire to be on the platform, just to share some love, some a part of your journey, please make sure an email at collinspierra@gmail.com, and we will be so careful to address your email and get back with you, because we'd love to have you on to share and be a blessing to someone else. So we thank you. Lovable Latasha, let's say good night.
Good night.
Good night, everybody. Thank you all.
See you next time. Love you.
Okay, bye.
Blessed is she who believes that God will fulfill every promise spoken to her. Oh yeah, oh yeah. It's the divas with a destiny, books, purpose, and accessories. Yes, we're favored by God, approved and affirmed. Here to awaken your destiny, yeah, yeah, yeah. You've tuned into the Healing Huddle, where we turn to the word and the struggles. We are God's royalty. Whatever God promised, it belongs to me. Yes, whatever God said, it is our decree.